If you had bought just a few of the right AI companies 5 years ago, your portfolio could easily be up 1,000% or more today. NVIDIA, for example, turned every $10,000 into well over $100,000. But here's the thing, the AI revolution is still in the early innings. Today, I'm breaking down 5 ultra-high growth AI stocks that I believe are best positioned for the next wave of innovation. Companies with real revenue growth, expanding adoption, and long runways for compounding. Stay with me until the end because I'll also share my simple AI growth filter, which is the 5-step test I use before I buy into any stock in the space. Quick note before we dive in, this video is for education and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, so definitely always do your own research before investing your hard-earned money. All right, let's get right into it. So yes, let's start with the obvious one, but still the giant in the room, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the backbone of the entire artificial intelligence economy. Their GPUs are the engines that train and run nearly every large language model on Earth. The company's data center business has exploded. It's up triple digits year over year, and it's driven by relentless demand from cloud providers, research labs, and AI startups alike. But the real edge isn't just the chips, it's the ecosystem. NVIDIA's CUDA software platform, its AI frameworks, and its deep developer relationships make it almost impossible for competitors to catch up quickly. NVIDIA is building their own AI moat. Now they're rolling out their new Blackwell architecture, which promises another leap in power efficiency and training performance. For investors, that means the story still has legs. Yes, the valuation is high, but this is one of those rare companies that justifies it by consistently over-delivering. As long as the world keeps demanding more compute power, NVIDIA will be there to supply it and monetize it. If NVIDIA is the infrastructure leader of the AI era, our next company is the software intelligence layer that helps enterprises actually use all of that power. Palantir Technologies is quickly transforming from a niche government contractor into a full-fledged AI platform for the private sector. Their flagship product, the AI platform, or AIP, lets organizations apply generative AI to their own data. Instead of sending information to external models, Palantir helps clients build and deploy their own, all within a secure, private environment. What's the result? Big companies can start automating decisions, predicting outcomes, and identifying cost savings all with AI. And it's without all of the compliance headaches. In 2024 and 2025, Palantir's commercial business grew faster than its government segment for the first time. And it's now posting consistent profitability, something many AI companies can't quite say yet. CEO Alex Karp said it best. AI isn't a tool, it's an architecture. And Palantir is quietly becoming the operating system for all of that architecture. If they continue expanding in manufacturing, energy, and healthcare, Palantir could evolve into one of the most valuable enterprise software firms of the decade. If Palantir represents AI intelligence, the next company represents the AI memory, the chips that actually make all of that training possible. Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD, has quietly gone from a challenger to a legitimate co-leader in the AI hardware race. Their MI300 and MI350 GPU platforms have started to win the real business from cloud providers who don't want to depend entirely on NVIDIA. The company's recent partnership wins include deals with Microsoft and Meta, which shows that AMD is securing a seat at the top table of AI infrastructure. But here's what's most exciting. AMD isn't just competing on chips, they're building a robust software stack called ROCm, designed to make it easier for developers to move AI models between AMD and NVIDIA hardware. That flexibility is a really big deal. Financially, AMD is firing on multiple cylinders. Data center revenue is up sharply, and strong free cash flow is still in growth mode. In other words, this isn't just a speculative bet on AI, it's a profitable semiconductor company with decades of execution behind it. And it's now riding one of the biggest technology waves in history. If AMD shows how semiconductor fuels AI, the next company shows how data becomes the raw material for it. But before we jump into that, here's where I personally buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, and I've been using them for a while now. All opinions are my own, and we're not influenced by Gemini. I've found Gemini to be one of the safest and easiest exchanges to buy and sell Bitcoin and crypto. I personally set up a recurring purchase order for Bitcoin once a month, and it's made crypto investing so much easier by automating and streamlining the process of dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and it's definitely paid off tremendously well for me in the past few years. I honestly don't don't know if I would have been as disciplined or consistent with Bitcoin and crypto investing if I didn't have an easy, automated way to set up recurring buy orders. Especially when the market is down and all of the ticker symbols are flashing red and I'm too afraid to buy more. Even though history shows time and time again that dollar cost averaging is such a powerful way to consistently build wealth in an asset that goes up over a long period of time, like Bitcoin or the United States stock market. Gemini operates in all 50 US states. They're trusted by some of the most well-established financial authorities like Forbes and NerdWallet and many more. And you can set up recurring buy orders as low as $5 in any crypto you want, in any time frame you want, whether it's once a week, once a month, or a custom buy schedule that you choose. So if you're interested, click the link in the description. Thank you guys for listening, and now let's get right back into it. Every AI model is only as good as the data it's trained on. That's where Snowflake comes in. Snowflake runs a cloud data platform that helps companies organize, analyze, and share massive data sets. Exactly the kind of data infrastructure AI depends on. In the past year, Snowflake launched Snowflake Cortex, a built-in generative AI suite that lets customers build, query, and deploy AI models directly on top of their data. That's a huge step forward because it removes a lot of friction. You no longer have to move your data somewhere else to run AI workloads. Even though Snowflake's growth has cooled from its hyper early days, it's still posting around 30% revenue growth and expanding margins and massive cash flow. The business is sticky, the customer base is global, and the company's new AI features are designed to increase usage per customer, exactly what long-term investors want to see. If data is the fuel for AI, Snowflake is building the pipelines and charging rent on every gallon that flows through. But as powerful as data and chips are, the final piece of the AI revolution is automation. And our fifth stock sits right at that intersection. Intuitive Surgical might not sound like an AI company at first, but it's one of the clearest examples of AI transforming the real world. They make the Da Vinci surgical robot, which has already assisted in more than 12 million procedures globally. The new generation of these systems incorporates advanced machine learning and computer vision to assist surgeons with precision, pattern recognition, and outcome prediction. Here's why that matters. Healthcare is one of the slowest industries to adopt automation, but also one of the most profitable once it does. Intuitive has the first mover advantage, decades of data from real procedures, and FDA clearance that new entrants can't easily match. Revenue is growing in the mid-teens, procedure volumes are climbing, and recurring revenue from instruments and services is surging. It's the perfect mix of hardware, software, and data, all powered by AI. So while NVIDIA trains large models in the cloud, Intuitive is applying AI in the operating room, where lives and billions of dollars are at stake. So we've just covered companies across the entire AI ecosystem. NVIDIA, the compute powerhouse; Palantir, the enterprise intelligence platform; AMD, the fast-rising chip challenger; Snowflake, the data infrastructure backbone; Intuitive Surgical, the real-world automation pioneer. And each one operates in a different corner of AI, but they share three traits: strong revenue growth, real adoption, and long runways for compounding. Now, let's talk about how to separate hype from substance when it comes to AI investing. Whenever I research an AI company, I run through it what I call the AI growth filter. 5 questions that keep me grounded before I invest. First, is there real growing demand? AI must be more than a marketing buzzword. Look for paying customers, expanding contracts, and product stickiness. Second, does it have a technology moat? Maybe it's a software ecosystem like NVIDIA's CUDA or proprietary data like Palantir's. Either way, something has to make it hard to copy. Third, are margins improving as it scales? High growth is great, but if every new dollar in revenue costs $1 to earn, it's not really sustainable. I want to see improving operating leverage. Fourth, does management execute consistently? In AI, leadership and credibility matter a lot. Track record and capital allocation tell you much more than press releases. And fifth, is the valuation within reason? Every trend attracts hype, but even great companies can become bad investments if you're overpaying for them. If a company passes 4 out of those 5, I'll dig a little bit deeper, and if it fails 3 or more, I typically move on, no matter how exciting the story sounds. Here's 2 quick mistakes to steer clear of. Number 1 is chasing AI mentions. Just because a company says we're adding AI doesn't mean it's an AI company. Look for real product integration and not just buzzwords. Number 2 is ignoring volatility. High growth AI stocks move very fast, both up and down. A 30 to 50% correction is normal. Knowing this, position size accordingly so you can stay invested long enough for the thesis to play out. So NVIDIA can be the foundation, Palantir is the intelligence layer, AMD is the challenger that's rising very fast, Snowflake is the data infrastructure, and Intuitive Surgical shows how AI transforms the physical world. Together, they form a picture of how AI will touch every part of the economy, from cloud computing to hospitals to industrial robots. If you focus on companies with real growth, strong moats, and improving economics, you give yourself a chance to compound right alongside this once-in-a-generation technological shift. If this breakdown helped you at all, tap that like button so more investors can find it, and make sure you're subscribed for weekly videos on wealth building and investing in the technologies shaping our future. Don't forget to check out Gemini and the link in the description for the safest and easiest way to dollar cost average into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Gemini is one of the best platforms out there to automate investing so you don't have to worry about making emotional investing decisions when the markets go up and down. The most successful investors take emotion out of the equation and use automation and proven and simple principles like dollar cost averaging to help them win in the long run. Setting up recurring automated buy orders of Bitcoin was one of the smartest moves I made a few years ago, and it's really paid off for me. It's a strategy that I'll definitely continue to use well into the future. As always, thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.